Okay, good morning, students. Today we will be studying about the basics of the introduction of the quantum mechanics, okay, and then also how the classical mechanics failed in explaining certain concepts, and that led to the formation of the new concept or theory called as the quantum mechanics. So we are going to see these differences in today's class, okay? So already I've sent the video regarding this one. Hope you must have seen it. And if there is any doubt, you can ask me through in the group, okay? So today I will be speaking about this, the difference between the quantum mechanics.
Exactly.
Yesterday we studied also a little bit.
क्लास का वीडियो बाद में अपलोड हो जाएगा.
I will unmute everybody, okay, for some time. Otherwise, there is a background noise coming, no? So I'm going to unmute all of you for some times, and then later on we can discuss. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
See, yesterday's class you studied about this. In yesterday's class, I sent the videos in it regarding the 8 points which the quantum mechanics, the emergence of quantum mechanics, the reasons for the emergence of the quantum mechanics because of the failures of classical mechanics, isn't it? See, the basics of the classical mechanics is the foundation is in the Newtonian mechanics, okay? So Newtonian mechanics is first lay the foundation above which the classical mechanics was built, okay? And it is not that classical mechanics failed or it's a failure. Classical mechanics is still into existence and it is able to explain many properties, especially the macroscopic properties, okay? The particles related to the macroscopic particles and the property related to macroscopic things are well explainable by classical mechanics still now. So classical mechanics, I can say in short, it deals with the macroscopic behavior of macroscopic particles and their behavior. Okay, see, underline the, I'm insisting on this macroscopic, anything which you are able to see it visually, isn't it? Anything which you are able to see it clearly with your eyes, the properties of which can be studied, which can be measured, are taken into the category of the macroscopic particles. So classical mechanics is very good in explaining this macroscopic particles. See, the Newtonian mechanics is the basics above which classical mechanics is being, it explains the other concepts. And I think in this week, probably Unit sir will be starting with the classical mechanics, and you will find under the classical mechanics, you have the Lagrangian mechanics, the Hamiltonian mechanics, the difference between all these things, how the classical mechanics developed into different things. But there are some things in which the classical mechanics could not explain, okay? Like, as I said in the previous video, okay, it could not explain the microscopic behavior, especially the motion of the electron and the stability of the electron within the atom, okay? It is said that when atom is present, it has a positive, it has a positive center nuclear core above which the electrons are supposed to be revolving around, okay? But as per the classical mechanics, it's the positive and the nucleus, the positive and the negative charge has to attract themselves, and the stability of the atoms will not be possible. So classical mechanics fail to explain the stability of atom, and also the continuous motion of electrons have to, the electrons will give some energy, give away some energy when it moves, and therefore it has to fall into the nucleus, which is also cannot be an acceptable concept, because if the electrons are falling into the nucleus, where is the stability of the atom that we can speak about. So in these cases, the classical mechanics concept was not well explained, could not explain certain concepts. Okay. So what happened is, and also in the other cases like the black body explanation, okay, classical mechanics could not give a proper explanation for it. And even in the photoelectric effect, as well as the Compton effect, and also in the spectral studies of hydrogen atom, and so on like this, and the specific heat of the body with variation in temperature. All these things could not be explained properly by the classical mechanics. So that was the point in the late 19th, in the 19th century, the starting of the 19th century and the late 18th century, there was a need for a new concept to be developed. And that concept was nothing but the introduction of the quantum concept. Okay, so quantum mechanics developed because of the certain failures of classical mechanics. But it's not that classical mechanics is totally a failure. It is still into existence. It is a well explained, mechanics. It is still into existence when it is applicable to the macroscopic. Okay, but when we deal with the microscopic, means subatomic particles, okay, then classical mechanics could not explain, and that led to the another introduction of a new mechanics called as the quantum mechanics. That's how quantum mechanics developed in 19th century, and it was, there were many scientists who were who were instrumental in the development of quantum mechanics, like Sommerfeld and then Max Planck, and later on Heisenberg, and there are many scientists who have contributed much to the development of quantum mechanics. Okay, so we are going to see in your syllabus, as I said in the earlier video, the three concepts like the black body spectrum. Okay, you will be studying about the black body. Okay, and then also the Compton effect and the photoelectric effect. These are there in your syllabus. Specific heat of the body with temperature is not there. Okay, so the three specific cases are discussed, how the classical mechanics could not explain, how the quantum mechanics could explain. Okay, so with this few introduction about the classical mechanics and the quantum mechanics, now we will move on to the black body radiations, okay, in this class. Okay, so we will first move on to the introduction of the quantum mechanics one more time. Quantum mechanics majorly dealt with the wave nature of the electron. Okay, it was said that initially it was thought that the electrons were like embedded, like how the seeds in the watermelon are embedded. Okay, that was a model that Sommerfeld explained it. He said that the watermelon structure, he said, okay, he said that there is a positive nucleus core above which the electrons are embedded here and there. Okay, and they can move. Okay, when there is a when there is a electrical circuit that is connected and there is a power given, these electrons, okay, here there is another nucleus and there are electrons here and there. Okay, all these outer electrons will start moving together, drift towards the positive side, and they will start conducting the electron. This was a model that was proposed by the scientist called Sommerfeld. Okay, later on slowly the new developments were there in the quantum mechanics. Okay, and this was the initial one. Okay, and it was said that when there is no electric field given to them, they are just, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, and it was said that when they revolve around the nucleus, they will also radiate some energy and they will lose it. When they are continuous, when they were in continuous motion, there is a chances that they will, like damping we see in the simple harmonic motion, they will also start losing certain energy and they will, fall into the nuclear core. Okay, But it was not true. Still now there are stability in the electrons. Otherwise, materials will not be stable. You will not see your current in the circuit, and many things are involved with the electrical uh, electrical conductivity is because of the electron motion. Okay, so if that is not proper, it is really not a well-defined concept. Okay, so these concepts have to be remodified. Okay, and later on it was Max Planck. Okay, in the year 1905, he spoke that these electrons are having a wave nature. Before that, it was thought that the electrons have a particle nature. Okay, in the process of reflection and refraction, you will have the particle nature of electrons. Okay, in the light, in the concept of light, in the duality of light, only the particle nature was taken into consideration. Interference and the diffraction, when those concepts were coming into picture, then only there was a need for the wave theory. Okay, wave theory came into concept, and among the dual nature, they said that not only the light is traveling in the form of particle, but also in the form of wave. So the wave theory could give some explanation for the phenomenon of interference, diffraction, and polarization. Okay, so up to that, a little bit the classical mechanics could explain, and then that was supported by the wave theory. Okay, but later on, when the concept of Compton effect and the photoelectric effect and the black body spectrum was being explained, the classical mechanics could not give a proper answer for it. So therefore, a new concept was developed saying that the electrons are moving in the form of the waves. Okay, so it is not that they are in the form of, they are just radiating like this, but it is said that the electrons are moving in the, this is a positive core, this is a negative core. It is said that the electrons, suppose these are the electrons, there is a wave nature. Okay, electrons are moving like a wave nature. Okay, so this model was proposed later on in very late centuries. Okay, so this is how the electrons are moving. Okay, so to explain that, I will say, suppose I am here in this room. Okay, if I have to go into the next room of my next room in my house, what will I do? I have to go through the door and then enter through the next door, isn't it? Because my body is a physical body. Okay, because there is a wall that is separating this room, the particular room where I stand, and the next room that I stand. Okay, I'm not like what I say, Superman or something, that I crash through this wall and then go into the next room, isn't it? But there is one possibility. If I am dead, I am in a spirit. Okay, suppose, imagine that Madam Jayanti is no more and I am in the form of a spirit. And my spirit may hover around this house. And if I wanted to go to the next room to see my children, what will I do? I don't have to go via the door, come out of this room and then enter into the next door. Isn't it? Next door to enter and then go into the next room to see anyone there. What can I do? If I'm in the spirit form, my spirit will get into this wall and then go back, isn't it? Okay. And that is the same way. It is said, if there is a particle, that particle has to take the particular path and move in its particular path. But if that particular particle is considered in the form of wave, then that particular particle in the wave form can enter into anything, because it is a very microscopic particle in the nanoscale or less than the nanoscale. Okay, it is so small, it is in the form of waves, it can easily move. And that process, we call it as a tunneling in quantum mechanics, which you will study it later. Okay, but I'm just giving you the introduction to make you understand what is all the quantum mechanics about. Okay, for example, I would like to say, see, suppose there is a hill like this, a small hill. A man is trying to climb this hill. He has to go from A to B. Okay, what will he do? He has to climb this one and then get back, keep on coming to come to this spot of B. Okay, but suppose if he is a spirit man, okay, not a he-man or not a superman, okay, but he is in the form of a spirit, okay, I can call it as a spirit man, okay. So if he is in the spirit form, what will he do? Does he have to climb all the way up and then take time to come to the point B? No need, isn't it? What he can do is, he can just simply get into this path. He can penetrate this one, walls of it, and then he can go straight from here to here. He can break and then go. Okay? If he is in a spirit form, okay, means, see, if there is a wind, what happens? The wind blows from this side to the other side. If there is a concert or some musical concert going on in the marketplace, I can hear that sound very clearly because the wind is carrying that sound to my ears. And if there is an improper wind, okay, suppose there is a heavy wind on one side and there is another side, there is no wind, then you will see that half of the music is getting stopped at some point of time. And then again, when there is a wind blowing, you will hear the sound, isn't it? So the sound waves are carried by the wind, isn't it? Wind is one source. Similarly, because it's all in the wave, isn't it? Sound wave, sounds are wave only, isn't it? So similarly, here also, this one, okay, if this, the so-called person that I say is a particle, which is a subatomic particle, and if it is a subatomic particle and it is in the form of wave, okay, then that wave need not go to up, down, and then come to the spot B. It can directly go penetrate. It can penetrate the walls and then move. So this effect, we call it as tunneling, okay, in quantum mechanics, which you will study it later. Don't worry now, just to have an introduction, okay. So where and all this quantum mechanics is being applicable? The quantum mechanics is applicable to particles which are subatomic in nature, okay. Subatomic in the sense, like in the nanoscale and less than the nanoscales, okay. So to get you what is a nanoscale, okay, can you give me an example of a nanoparticle? You must have been hearing about nanoparticle, because nanoscience cannot be explained with quantum mechanics, okay. So quantum mechanics could explain many concepts, especially the nano science. So quantum mechanics is very important, a new emerging field. It has already emerged and it has been, been widely used, this concept in subatomic particle, microscopic particles. So to start with the nanoparticle, because quantum mechanics can be applied to nanoscience, and nanoscience a wide variety of applications, okay. Nanoscience is used in treatment of cancer, okay. Cancer patients can be treated with nanoparticles. Nanomedicines are given to them, okay. And then nanomedicine will go into the tumor place and then it will show, okay, with a proper colorants or with coloring agents that is given, okay, it will give you a color that can be detected. So when the nanoparticles are taken in the capsule form, it will go to the tumor portion, okay. So nanoscience has wide variety of applications. So for example, can you give me an example of nanoscience, the day-to-day nanoscience, nanomaterials that you're using day-to-day? Can you think about anything? You are using nanoparticle at your home every day. Can you give me an example? Since it's an online class, I'm not able to hear, okay, because all are in mute, okay. I can give you one example, the creams, okay, the winter cream or the day cream, summer sunlight cream, lotions, whatever you use, it goes into your face, isn't it? Or the powders that you use, it goes into your face.
Madam, video unmute. Madam, video mute. Mute nè. Oh, hello. 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 Madam, video mute nè. Mute हो गया. भैया मैडम क्या बोल रहा होगा? अरे कोई कोई कॉल कर दो ना हमको.
अभी अभी सुनाई दे रहे?
हाँ ठीक.
अच्छा, वॉइस
डिस्कनेक्ट.
ठीक. सी सपोज ब्लैक बॉडी का एग्जांपल आप दे रहे हैं. You must have seen gulab jamun dabbas, isn't it, at your home? Your mother must have purchased that boxes. Around 20-25 pieces will be there in the box. Okay, a metallic container. Don't waste that. You just paint it with the black paint. That box will become now called as the black body. Okay, so you keep it outside and see the temperature. You measure it using a thermometer. You will find that it absorbs the radiation, and along with the radiation, it absorbs all the wavelength associated with it. And then also you will find that it will also give away all the radiation. So a black body is a body which is a perfect absorber of all the radiation, and it can also emit away all the radiations that is being incident on it. So 100% it is able to absorb. Okay, so 100% absorber of all the radiations, and 100% can emit radiations. Okay, this you must have studied in your, I think this year you don't have, but in this present BSc first year had this radiation part, little bit introduction in that. Okay, so since you have not studied, I'm explaining it. Okay, this you must have studied in your class 12 also. Okay, so black body is nothing but a 100% absorber of heat radiation and a 100% emitter of heat radiations. Okay, and now what will happen? So can you give some example of a black body? Any other example? Any other example? You must have seen a candle glowing, isn't it? When you see it very carefully, a candle glowing, you will find that there are multiple colors around it. Okay, varying from orange, red, yellow, and things like that. There is a multiple colors. So what are these colors representing? When there is a especially in the night, when the lights are all switched off, you light a candle and then watch it very carefully. You will find that there are colors around that light. What are the colors? Because there is something getting heated up, isn't it? Okay, and that is giving some radiations outside, and that radiation have wavelengths. Okay, different wavelengths, the color spectrums in it. Okay, suppose by unknowingly, if you try to do some you are cooking something in your kadai or something in your vessel, and you forget about what you have kept it on the vessel. Okay, suppose you are boiling or something and you forget. What happens? The water gets boiled, evaporated, and after that the steel vessel or the kadai will start getting heated up. Okay, and after 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes, if you forget and then come back, you will find that the metal, the base of the container will be showing bluish and then greenish color in that. Try and see if there is an old vessel in your home. Just keep it for 20 minutes in a hot flame. You will find that the container will show all sorts of colors. So that color is nothing but because of the heat, you can see the patterns of the wavelength, the colors associated with the wavelength. Okay. So similarly, the black body also, okay, when you heat it up, temperature, it will also shows radiations with different wavelengths. Okay, so that is one example. And one body example I can say, you must have seen in night lamps. Okay, in the night, we put the night lamps, isn't it? Night lamp has a red color or a blue color or a green or yellow color. Okay, that is prepared with a particular wavelength only. Okay, it can give the light of that particular wavelength only. Okay, so it is prepared in such a way. Okay, so these are some examples. I'm trying to bring the link between the wavelength and the heat. Okay, and then what about sun? The sun radiation has all the wavelength in it, not only one wavelength. Okay, so sun is something, a source of light which gives radiation of all types. Okay, and certain things are absorbed in the stratosphere, certain things are allowed into our atmospheric layer. Okay, so now what you have to do is at home, you have to study the relation between the heat and the different spectral radiations. Okay, so at home today you will go through what is the relation between the heat and the spectral wavelength. How the wavelength varies when the temperature increases. So go through the notes, put it in the Google and try and see, or in your modern physics book, you can go through and study. Because now with the introduction of the black body, in the next class, we are going to see how a black body can be obtained by certain experiments. The earlier people have done it, demonstrated, especially Lummer and Princeton. They have done an experiment to find the ways of preparing the black body, and then how it shows certain emissions, which is in the form of graphical representation. And then we are going to analyze that graphical representations. Okay, so in the next class we will get into the detailed study of the black body spectrum. Before that, we will go on to the experiment of the production of black body, and then we will move on to the spectral studies. Okay, so with this I will stop this today's class because huge files cannot be uploaded. So I will stop over here with this small introduction on this radiations. Okay, we will continue our class in the next class. Okay, if many people are not joining in Zoom, then only one option is that I will take a video and then I will try to upload so that students can download it in their convenient time when the network is good, and then they can study it. Okay, so even if you are not able to join in Zoom, you will be able to get the videos in YouTube. Okay, those who are able to join, you are always welcome to join. Okay, okay, then see you. Thanks for joining. Keep studying and make notes. That is more important. Here and there you are studying, but unless and until a proper write-up is made up in the notes, it will not be helpful for you in your examination, and the proper understanding has to be put up into the write-up form. Okay, so please write it. Whatever material that we are sending and whatever YouTube videos that you are going to watch or see, all these things, take some extra efforts from your side and then try to write it. Okay, okay, then see you. Have a nice day. Okay, I will stop.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma. See you then. Huh?